If you like the following story, subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Also, check out the description for a link to our children's books.
This is Chapter 2 of The Count of Monte Cristo. We will get to know the villains of our story a little more. Let's be honest, if Edmond Dantes had known what was about to happen, he probably wouldn't have been practically skipping through the harbor festival like an overexcited puppy. But there he was, clutching a wrapped package to his chest as if it contained the secret to eternal happiness. Spoiler alert, it didn't, and wearing his new officer's uniform that made him look very distinguished and handsome. The festival was exactly what you'd expect. Fishermen trying to sell slightly less than fresh fish, children running around like they'd eaten their weight in sugar, and enough colorful banners to make a rainbow feel inadequate. Edmond! And there was Mercedes running toward him in what she probably thought was a graceful manner. It wasn't. But Edmond looked at her like she was floating on air anyway. They hugged and spun around, creating a display of affection that made everyone else either go, "Ah!" or pretend to gag. Meanwhile, in the brooding corner, stood Fernand, who had apparently never learned that staring creepily at the girl you like isn't a great courtship strategy. His hands were clenched into fists because, that's what jealous people do when they're trying to look dramatic. Well, if it isn't our new first officer. And here comes Danglars, wearing the kind of smile usually seen on crocodiles right before lunch. Such a remarkable promotion for someone so young. Translation: I hate you and your perfect hair. The celebration feast was everything you'd expect from a gathering where half the guests were plotting against the other half. Captain Morel, bless his heart, stood up to tell everyone about how Edmond had saved the ship during a storm. This young man, Morel declared, has the heart of a lion and the wisdom of an old salt. Fernand, meanwhile, was giving an Oscar-worthy performance of man who doesn't care but actually really does care, pushing his food around his plate like it had personally offended him. Danglars kept raising his glass in toasts while his eyes screamed, plotting evil schemes. When Mercedes dragged Edmond away for some alone time, they did what young lovers do best, planned every single detail of their future life together. "We'll have a little house right here," Edmond said, pointing to a spot that probably cost more than 10 years' salary, with blue shutters and a garden full of flowers, because apparently sailors have time to garden. The evening's entertainment came in the form of the Sailor's Hunt, a game that proved some people really shouldn't be allowed to participate in organized activities. Danglars cheated and blamed it on a cabin boy, while Fernand had what we'll politely call a maritime moment and knocked over a basket of fish. The night ended with a heartwarming scene of wedding planning, barf, between Edmond, Mercedes, and Captain Morel. Everything was perfect and lovely and absolutely destined to last forever and ever. Except for the two shadowy figures in the corner, plotting like they were auditioning for Villains Are Us. Danglars and Fernand huddled together, probably comparing notes on their evil plans and jealous schemes. But hey, I'm sure tomorrow will be fine. Nothing bad ever happens to people who are this happy, right? Wrong.
Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Also, check out the description for a link to our children's books.